This episode of DIYtryin was proudly made possible by Subaru.
Welcome to DIYtryin.
Earthquake!
I'm Patrick Norton.
I'm Michael Hand.
And that was perhaps the single worst dramatic reenactment of an earthquake you will ever see on DIYtryin.
We'll put an earthquake effect on there. It'll look very convincing.
Fix it and post. Okay, this is a weird but fun episode, kind of. Right, this is a planning episode. This is a preparing episode. This is an episode about building your own emergency kit. I recently got to partner up with Subaru to drive the 2015 Subaru Legacy and put it to some pretty extreme challenges involving, well, kind of like the elements. Right?
Yeah, you were facing off against the elements, and that's what we're doing this episode.
Yeah, because as our friend Anthony used to say, nature hates you.
Yeah.
If you go to like the Home Depot or Lowe's or Amazon.com, you search like emergency kit, there'll be like a little backpack. I've seen like, you know, the emergency supplies for a family of 4 being sold for like $130, and it's a jank $3 backpack that's gonna fall apart if you put any weight in it. Or maybe the backpack is completely full with 6 packs of water, a pair of, you know, freaking latex gloves, a couple of dust masks, you know, 2 ponchos, and a Mylar space blanket.
You can do better for your family.
And probably for your individual self, and possibly for less money.
Yeah, so ready.gov has a really good resource of kind of the basic supplies that you need. We kind of went off of that and we kind of made a list of 10 things that you need in your emergency bag.
Yeah, I mean, basically water, food, shelter, communications, first aid, tools. You need something to store it in, you need somewhere safe to store it, you need somewhere to carry it, or some way to carry it if you have to leave home, if you get evacuated, if you have to abandon ship, as it were.
So I'm a 1-person family, so I have this like military.
Party of 1.
Yes, that's not sad at all. So I have this like military duffel bag that I think is kind of perfect for it because it's a duffel bag, it also has shoulder straps, and it's big enough to hold everything that I need.
Yeah, I mean, you could actually throw a sleeping bag in there, you could throw spare clothes in there. If you have garbage bags, you can put the sleeping bag in a garbage bag, you know, zip tie that thing, shutter tie knot in the top and keep it dry. And being dry is a big deal if you are in a hurricane and you want to stay warm, because a lot of what we're dealing with here is hypothermia or hyperthermia. Water, food, shelter, comms, tools to get into your house if your house is partially damaged, or get out of your house if your house is partially damaged.
So FEMA suggests that you be ready for 3 days worth of disaster.
72 hours.
3 days worth of water, food, all of that.
Do us a favor, practice in like number 0. Zero.
We're getting to the list now.
Yes. Practice and prepare now. Have first aid, no first aid. Staring at somebody who is bleeding and unconscious and not breathing is not the time to think, I can go to firstaid.com and learn about this.
No. All right, so number 1, we kind of mentioned this, water. So you want to have 1 gallon of water per person per day. That can stack up.
Yes, so 4 bottles of water, which is 64 ounces, which is half of your daily supply, weighs 4 pounds. So 3 gallons of water is 24 pounds per person, which for my family would quickly add up to 96 pounds. So you're probably not going to carry all of that. What you can do is carry bottles, bottles of water.
Have a couple of flats of like a bunch of bottles of water.
Yeah, each flat is worth 5 gallons. Each flat is 5 gallons of water. I've got like 5 or 10 flats, and it occurs to me they're stored in the basement, so I should move those when I get home. Yeah. Food, super mil-spec NASA ready Coast Guard approved, full-on tactical recon rations, food in capital letters. Like it's usually like this brick of food in the emergency kit box that I guess you break off a piece and you gnaw it like hardtack if you're on a British ship in the 19th century.
Appetizing.
In my get home bag, I almost always have a jar of peanut butter and a spoon.
Yeah, so that's an important thing to note, that have canned or non-perishable foods, but have stuff that you're gonna eat, your family's gonna eat, because you're not gonna enjoy the emergency at all if it's just gross stuff.
Just because you can choke just about anything down with enough hot spots doesn't mean you should be in that situation.
So in my bag, I have actual Indian food.
Is that vacuum packed?
It's vacuum packed.
And it's already cooked?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You can just eat it. I don't know if it's the best thing, but I enjoy it at home, so why not?
Awesome.
All right, so number 3, maybe this should be number 2, shelter. So it depends a lot on what region you're in.
If you're in Palmdale in August, are you going to burn in the sun?
Yeah.
If you're in Montana in January, are you going to freeze?
Yeah, so be prepared on what your region kind of has. Space blankets, I think they're cool, but they're very noisy. And
if you're large, they don't really cover a lot of you.
No, so a sleeping bag would be best, but that's also very bulky. So this is kind of an in-between thing that it's a thermal, I don't know, it's a burrito,
thermal
really.
bivouac, the thermal bivvy.
So this is like something that you can kind of Velcro around you, but it also is very warm, and it's very compact. So
Yeah.
it's a good in-between.
And it's waterproof in case you're in a watery part of the world. You know what, a pop-up shelter or even a tarp to hide underneath if you're in Phoenix, that could be a really big deal if you're burned out of your house.
Yeah. Number 4.
How are you gonna poop?
Everybody does it.
Everybody does it. We were just looking at that, boo. So this is a luggable loo, or more accurately, well, I can't even pop it up. This is a luggable loo, and this is a 5-gallon can, 5-gallon bucket with a garbage can liner inside of it. And you put the luggable loo lid on top, and this, throw in some cat poop.
Don't put the cat poop in.
No. Throw some cat litter in on top of your business, put the lid down, and if you have a family, especially with teenagers, don't turn it upside down like that.
All right, number 5, a crank radio. So there's a lot of combo things that they're very useful that, one, you don't have to rely on batteries, but also they have AM, FM radio so that you can know what's going on around you.
Weather radio.
And they have like sirens so you can signal people. Like I said, these are really cool, and a lot of them have built-in chargers so you can charge your phone, your devices, or this one does 12-volt things. This is an Eton one that you really like.
Yeah, they do one that's about half this size, costs $15 off of Amazon, it costs $30, $35 at your local big box store. Have an external charger for your phone, that's an even better step. Yeah, this is like a 12,000 milliamp battery. This is like 4 or 6 full charges for my phone. But having some kind of a crank charger for your phone is an even better idea. And even better than that is knowing how long you have to crank this to make your phone like talk for 10 minutes.
Be prepared and test out all your equipment.
Yeah.
All right, flashlights, headlamps are good. They have crank flashlights as well. Just make sure that you have something that you can see because electricity might be out.
Yeah, and lots and lots of batteries for your battery-powered devices. I think headlamps are much more useful than flashlights. LSJ, IKEA has hand crank flashlights. Those are brilliant for kids because they have to crank it to use it and then they won't waste your batteries. Everybody says you should have a whistle for signaling. That one works, the other one in the package didn't, so again, check things before you try to use them. Waterproof matches in a waterproof container. I've got a BioLite stove, and we're gonna cook water and have warm food, and it's gonna charge my phone at the same time, not if you can't light it. And everybody thinks, oh, I've got a fire starter, I'm gonna be totally safe, I've got a fire starter, I've got a fire starter. Look, this looks amazing, and it's awesome, and it's really entertaining at night, but until you've actually started a fire with one of these things, you haven't actually started a fire with one of these things.
It takes practice. Practice everything before the emergency. Also, kind of thrown into this is dust masks because it can get dusty, there could be lots of debris. Just keep your lungs safe as well.
I have a pair of mechanics gloves, these 4X liners, and these are amazing to make them last forever. Pretty much everywhere I go. For $2, you can have an awesome pair of traditional suede work gloves, which will keep your hands from being torn to shreds while you're clearing debris after horrible things have happened.
All right, number 9, baby wipes.
Love baby wipes.
These are amazing basically for sanitation. You can use them in all aspects of life. They're not just for babies.
Actually, baby wipes and a toothbrush can make you feel 1,000% better if you're covered with scum and feeling really, really awful. Clean socks and underwear in a sealed Ziploc bag can be amazing. Oh, by the way, 10, make it personal.
Yeah, these are all very general things, but you know what your family needs to survive. So if you have like specific prescriptions, prescription glasses,
in the bag.
Pet food. If
Can you see without your glasses?
Not very well.
Spare pair of glasses in the bag. Do you have a dog?
No.
You don't need dog food in the bag. I got a dog. I need dog food in the bag.
Yeah, so that's kind of the overview of everything that you need. Check the ready.gov website, they have a very good thing. And once you have all these things, make sure that you store it in a good place because you don't want to have these in a place that you can't access during the disaster.
Don't store the emergency kit in the house in earthquake country. Don't store the emergency kit in the basement in flood country. Figure out what you need to carry and how you can carry it if you need to abandon the house. That's a big deal.
And then I think the last thing, just you're not Rambo. So just make sure that you have all these things because you need them to survive.
You're not Special Forces, you're not a Navy SEAL, you're probably not even a recon Marine, or somebody who's experienced in wilderness survival. And if you are experienced in wilderness survival and you're in a city, it may be an entirely more complicated situation to deal with.
All right, so hopefully our list is helpful to you. Again, this is all stuff that you need to do before the disaster. So please do go out and do make these things because no matter where you are, you're gonna need something because disasters happen everywhere.
And even if they don't, they'll probably happen just because you watched this video and didn't get prepared. Do us a favor, comment down below or tweet at DIYtryin if you have some suggestions for your emergency bag, go bag, emergency kit, or get home bag that you think we should have.
We'll make sure to watch the comments on that because I'm sure there's something that we missed.
Email DIYtryin@revision3.com. You can subscribe to our show. Please subscribe to our show, DIYtryin.com or youtube.com/DIYtryin.
Well, I'm Michael Hand.
I'm Patrick Norton.
Thanks for watching.
See you next week. That was hot sauce, man.